again, everyone, and welcome to Roman's Outdoors. We finally got our Frankford Arsenal Precision Turret Press, got it mounted on our bench, and we're going to get it all together for you. Been waiting for this for a long time. So here's our handle. Slides right in. 3 screws to attach the handle. If it seems like overkill, this handle weighs a lot, so one, two, three. Get that all snugged up. Included is our spent primer container. Screws in on the bottom of the press right here. It'll keep the primers from going all over the floor. All right, let's reposition the camera here. And let's focus on the business end of this baby. So it's got a nice integrated light here. Shed some light on the working area. Your shell holder is spring loaded. Insert the shell holder. And it is hard to turn. So that's depressed. And that's released. So what I've done is taken my lead dies out of the classic turret press and put them in here. So station number 1 is going to be my full length sizing die. Station number 3 is going to be my bullet seater. I leave station 2 empty because there are times where I just neck size. They're far and few between, but for this video, we're going one on the full through. We're going 1 on the full length sizer, 3 on the bullet seater, and 4 for the factory crimp die. This is all 30-06. So what we'll do as usual is set up our dies. Bring the ram up. It's got a very nice cam over. You could feel it even without any resistance. So we're touching. Let's back it off a little bit. Bring our die down. Touch the shell holder. And I'm going to back it off, let's say quarter turn. I want a starting point here. Very solid indexing. We'll bring it up, touch it to the top of the shell holder. Again, this is the bullet seater, and we'll turn it about 1/8. Not much. Okay, we'll lock that in, or snug it up, I should say. Give it one more turn. Bring it up. And touch the shell holder. This is our crimping die. and another 1/8 of a turn. Just a little bit. We'll snug down the locking ring. We'll back up and we'll get going here. As you saw in my previous video on the RCBS case loop pad, we lubed up 20 cartridges, and these are those 20. We'll bring it into the shell holder. We'll bring it up. Very smooth. Very smooth. Okay, remember I backed it off a little bit, so you shouldn't see a difference. I've got a dimension that I'm looking for. Let's see where we're at. And I want to be at 4043.5. So I got a little bumping to do here. Okay, about 7 thousandths, 6.5 thousandths. So this is the reason I bought this press for, because this should be a lot more precise than my Lee Classic Turret press. So we'll back off the ring here a little bit. We'll bring it down just a touch. Okay, hold your die, snug up the ring, and let's see where we're at. Boy, is this thing solid. Okay, 048. We'll creep up on it a little more. I like this lube a lot better, I'll tell you that much. So not much of a change, 1,000th. We're at 47.5. Need to come in a little more. Doesn't take much. Better to creep up on it than to take it too much. And too much by 2.5 thousandths. So my number was allowing for 2 thousandths bump. This would give me 4 thousandths bump. I'll set this one aside. We're going to back off a little bit. And 4035. That's where we want to be. All right. Let's lock this lock ring down. Now we're going to check for consistency here. And 403 and a touch over. $4.035. Not. Boy, I'm liking this a lot better than the classic turret press already. Well, each one's got its own purpose. I got this one for accuracy, precision, and consistency. And so far the first three have not disappointed. So let's go with number 4. Yep. Dead nuts. Let's test out one more. Ooh, half thou under. You know what? I'll take it. All right, so for full length sizing, bump in the shoulder, this is what I bought it for. I've got consistency. It's dead nuts accurate, which makes it one precise press. So I'll finish resizing the rest of them and we'll move on to the next step. Now we're going to rotate our bullet to the bullet seating die. Again, we'll back off a little bit on it. I'm using 150 grain Hornady SSTs. And this brass has been primed on the Lee Classic Turret Press because that is my only way of priming. We've rotated our turret toward the bullet seating die, station number 3. We're going to back it off a little more, raise the ram. We're letting it drop, no pressure. Just touch down on the bullet. Got a little friction. Give it a little turn, see where we're at. On our bullet comparator, we have .892. 3.892, and I'm looking for 3.578. That'll give me a half a thou jump. And again, don't go by my numbers. I'm using the dial caliper, and I've got everything figured toward that. So I still see the cantilever. I know it's safe to give it a little bit more. Where are we at here? .812. Give it a full twist. Seating nicely. I just want to know where I'm at here. I know I've got a ways to go. 3.754. Creeping up on it here. At some point I will justify a micrometer bullet seating die. .24.5. Really creep up on it now. .89.5. Yeah, you can definitely feel it. Very nice. Where the turret press was more of a guessing game, sometimes overshot, but yeah, we're creeping up with precision on this one. One more thousand. There we are, 78. 3.578, that's what I'm looking for. At least those are my numbers on the dial caliper, and that is with the comparator take up on it and the measurement I'm looking for. That'll give me my bullet to ogive dimension, what I'm looking for. So we know we got that dialed in. We're somewhat, I shouldn't say somewhat, we're snugged up. I'm going to take another 4 and look for consistency here. So case in. Again, we're using the 150 grain Hornady SSTs. Right there. Case number 3. Seems to be a half thou under. I'll take it. Case number 4. Very smooth. The movement on this press is extremely smooth. Half thou under. Fifth cartridge, or fifth case at this point. And a thou high. There we go. Now we're settled in. Right on the money. I'm going to call this an excellent press. Time to give them a factory crimp. Again, just looking for consistency. Bottle's closed. You could feel a little bit of cam over in it. Just in that. Again, the feel on this press is amazing. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. That's consistent. I'm not used to that. Okay, 5 consistent crimps. Nice and light. And all 5 of them are the same. Can't ask for anything better than that. I think Frankford Arsenal hit this one out of the ballpark. I think I made a good decision selecting the precision turret press. I like the feel of the handle. The ram is extremely smooth. The cam over when bumping was, I'm not going to say outstanding. I don't want to, belittle anybody else, but no, you could definitely feel it. The bullet seating, as precise as it needs to be, you could feel the bullet seating per 1,000, 2,000. You could feel it engaging farther down the case neck. The turret head has a solid feel to it. You definitely know when it's in position. It rotates beautifully, locks into position. Can't ask for anything better. You really can't. 8-place turret, You can do multiple calibers on this. Contain spent primer ejection. No more chasing them all over the floor, sweeping up, just dump the cup. You cannot do on-press priming, but something I'll get used to as I get more and more precise into, as I get more and more into precise rounds. Doing my research for an on-bench priming system. I've got two or three that I've got in mind. I just want to do more research on them before I pull the trigger on that. But Frankford Arsenal Precision Turret Press. Go get you one. This is an amazing piece of tool. Deer opener is next week. The gun opener is third week in November, so this is what we're planning for. If you have any comments, questions, advice, criticism, I'll take it all. Like, share, subscribe with notifications, and God bless.